choice between this or going back to being a slave, then I choose to fight.
What amazes me is how anyone could have that kind of power and yet keep it hidden all this time.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to Let's Play Tales of Arise. We are here. Last episode, we took down Almeidrea like a boss, because that's what we are. We're amazing. Took down Almeidrea. Lost Shionne. She got abducted by apparently the Lord of Everything. Do have to somewhat wonder how the Lord of Everything is able to just kinda wander around and get in random fights with things. Feels a little irresponsible if you ask me. But I guess when you own everything, then you can do more or less whatever you want. Hey, cat, move, 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 move. Is there a bird in one of these trees? Are you? Oh, is that looks like you?
Speaking of Dohalim, it's populated by Danans, but they're not under the rule of any lord. Pretty refreshing, huh?
Interesting.
The whole town was built by Danan defectors, escapees from elsewhere. This area's teeming with stray Zoogles, though, so heaven only knows how they managed to set up a community here. The ordeal seems to have left them understandably on edge. Kisara and La are back there right now, trying to convince them of our good intentions. Say, Alphen, it looks like you got your face back then.
Wait, Alphen's just not saying a word? Obviously.
Yeah. And your sense of pain, too, it would seem. Any connection?
Really? Oh, but that means...
Probably.
I wonder if Alphen's going to be okay.
For now, I believe we should hold off on speculation and simply keep an eye on him.
Right.
There we go.
You're saying we should check the owl forest?
We'll do that as soon as we can. Can I even, am I even allowed to go back to Old Area? I am. How the hell? Oh, and, okay, no, I'm not. All of these things are actually sealed off. If I try and go to... Yeah, I was gonna say, because we have no way back. I don't know how it would let us, do that. I almost have to wonder if the reason that Alphen isn't able to, has his pain back, is that whenever he was sealed, if, what happened to him put him into such a, kind of a stupor like we're seeing him in right now. It's just, we're going to seal off all of your pain and not let you feel it anymore, because you're worthless to us at the moment. And if that still didn't work, so they just, send him away, so get the heck out.
Do you sense one of your friends, Hoodle?
Yeah, I want to know how the owls got over here. No, I can't talk to her. I have to have a scene first.
Boy, am I glad to see you safe.
Well, did you manage to convince them we're not in league with any lord?
Yeah, eventually.
I'm sure showing up with one of the
When
lords
ship
did a lot of
sank,
that.
I thought we were done for. Guess the world just couldn't keep us apart.
Yeah, and now we can finally go rescue Shionne.
There's something I need to tell you guys first. I got my memory back.
Okay, don't everyone celebrate at once?
So, what did you remember? Are you able to tell us now?
Give the man some space, Law.
I mean, is Law standing pretty far away? Also, Alphen is sitting on absolutely nothing.
I I remember being up on Lenegis.
There's no chair under that man.
Go on.
I was
Oh, it's
abducted from
okay.
Dano. I was told if I ever wanted to return home, I'd have to cooperate. So that's what I did. Next thing I knew, they had made me into the Sovereign.
You know, like, you should not be surprised at that,
You
considering.
mean to say you won the crown contest? As a Danon?
No. They kept me locked in a strange
Because that one
facility.
guy said, if you're really the Sovereign, come
They
find me.
experimented on me, like I was nothing more than an animal. There were others, but only I survived. Of course, I wasn't really a king. The reality was that they treated me worse even than the lowest slave. The only reason I survived was because my body was able to withstand the Sovereign's power that they placed inside me.
The crest that appeared behind you on Almedria's ship must have undoubtedly been that of the Sovereign. It all makes sense now. Your affinity with the Blazing Sword, and the strange powers you possess, they were all because you were the Sovereign.
Okay, but why would the Renans go out of their way to give you all that power? Just what exactly does being the Sovereign entail?
I feel like they're just working on trying to find a better way to channel power. Has nothing to do with him, necessarily.
They said it was for something called the spirit channeling ceremony. They taught me how to harness my power for when the big day came. As for what the ceremony was actually for, unfortunately, I never found out.
So if what you're saying about being on Lenegis is true, then maybe you really did meet Shionne. After all, you said you recognized her from somewhere, right?
Like I said, I
But
don't think that's
Shionne
actually
said
Shionne.
she'd never seen him before. How do you explain that?
I was wrong. It wasn't Shionne I knew from Lenegis. It was Naori.
That name means nothing to us.
She was a Renan maiden they paired me with during the spirit channeling ceremony. She's the woman I kept seeing in my dreams.
A maiden? What?
Yeah, we're going to Elden Ring
so
now.
this Naori figure just happens to be the double of Shionne? Bit coincidental, isn't it?
I hope they actually address that and don't just like.
Naori's family name was Imeris.
Imeris? As in Shionne Imeris?
Wait, has she had a name this whole time?
So they're distant relatives or something? Wait, or are they sisters?
Your guess is as good as mine. All I know is it was Naori. She's the one who put the mask on me.
I did not remember she even had a last name.
The mask? But why?
Well, I guess no, they did say specifically because she had a last name that
To
made
keep
her a
my
ribbon.
soul from devouring itself over the guilt. After what I did on Lenegis. Over the lives I took.
Lives? You mean you staged a rebellion?
Perhaps it was a part of this spirit channeling ceremony?
I don't know. Whatever it was that the spirit channeling ceremony was supposed to achieve, it didn't turn out as planned. I lost consciousness halfway through. By the time I came to, Lenegis was a sea of flames. I opened my eyes to see Naori there, weeping. I shudder to think of how many deaths I caused that day. Certainly more than any of these lords
Okay,
can
Alphen,
claim,
you
I'm
can't
sure.
seriously blame yourself for something
really
you did while
expect us to
unconscious and
believe
under
this?
some weird power
First
that
the Sovereign, then Lenegus?
the lords
You couldn't possibly have done all that.
like forced you to go through?
I wonder. In ancient scripture, there is tale of a terrible calamity that befell Lenegus, nearly destroying it. The restoration took years and required the work of countless laborers.
By ancient, you mean...
It predates the crown contest, to a time before even the first Renan invasion of Dana. More than 300 years ago.
300? But that'd make Alphen...
That's right. I'm pretty much an antique of a human
Okay,
being.
you have absolutely no reason to think that. Like, this is just a random thing that Dohalim threw
Deep
out there.
down, maybe I already knew.
Alphen...
Some hero, huh? Cooperating with the same villains who snatched me from my home, committing mass slaughter, only for it to slip my mind. Then when I finally remember, turns out I'm so old I've got scripture written about me.
Yeah, I hate finding out that I'm a legendary
So
figure.
much for standing up to injustice. I've probably got more blood on my hands than all the lords combined!
Alphen, stop!
You punch him?
Honestly, I'm not going to pretend to understand what all this means. But what I do know is that right now, you're just reacting to the shock.
Kisara.
Listen, what you really need is time. Time to process things and get your head straight. Truth be told, I think that probably goes for all of us.
What about Shionne? We can't just...
I'm worried about Shionne too, Law. But it's clear that Alphen's in no fit state to fight. This is Volron, remember? Even at full capacity, it's practically a suicide mission. We stay put in the village till we're ready. Okay, everyone? Take some time to think things through, okay? But remember, we're all here for you if you need us. No matter how dark things might seem, you're not alone, Alphen.
Thank you.
It's fine. All right, everyone. Let's break for now.
Okay, so I have a lot of thoughts. I'll let the scene end, but... So, okay, a lot of things. Number one, I really do not think they appropriately set up the fact that Alphen is over 300 years old. Like, there was no... They didn't list any dates in the flashback. There was no real anything there. So, like... Dohalim just kind of said it, and Alphen was like, yep, you're right, with no backing, so that seemed really, really weird, and, like, it was like they said, yes, that's what we decided to do, but they didn't set it up, like, at all. Number two, how the hell did Alphen and, Kisara survive the shipwreck? Like, I can see Rinwell and Law, and Dohalim washing to shore, because they're wearing just regular clothes. Those, like, Kisara and Alphen are wearing a ton of armor. They would sink like a rock. Like, that's a big problem that I'm having. And then number three, and granted, you don't think rationally whenever your system is shocked like that. I get it, I understand. But it does seem weird. First of all, Alphen has absolutely no idea how much damage he caused, or even if he's the one that caused it. He like came to after in the middle of a fire with blood on his hands, and he's like, "Oh, I must have caused everything." And it's like, no. The amount of blood on your hands was enough for like 1, maybe 2 kills. It wasn't that much. So, a very, very weird conclusion for Alphen to come to based on available information.
Do I even have the right to fight? Do I have the right to go to Shionne's rescue? What do the others think?
Do you have the right to leave her to die? I thought I could jump. Am I not allowed to jump anymore? I swear I've jumped in the past. Are they sure not let me jump right now? Okay, checking for any secrets. Anything I can steal and pilfer? Because no matter how depressed I might be, there's always time to stuff your pockets. Okay, still can't go back? I thought maybe there'd be like a ship here. Ow. Okay, before... I'll talk to everyone other than the party members first. After that nasty shipwreck, I'm surprised I'm still alive. Seems like there's been a big shipwreck. People and things keep washing in with the tide lately. Tried looking everywhere for him. I can't find Mahavar. Oh, actually, I don't think I can find the owl right now. I think Ridwell has to be in my party for me to collect them. Are you one of the recipes from the Pelagian? Do I need to warn you about something? Our village is secret. For everyone's safety, don't do anything that could attract any written attention. Good. I don't see anything here that's spoiling or poisonous. It's important we respect everything we eat. There's no doctors or medicine. Please, just leave some eggs already. Please something other than fish once in my life. Well, you need to... Okay, I only saw the one. I was like, one chicken is never going to lay an egg? You need... Oh, okay, there's a chicken... Wait a minute. Wait. That's a rooster? That's got plumage, red plumage around the head? They all... Actually, I guess chickens do as well. Okay, the ones with blacktails are roosters. Never mind. We get by mostly on fishing and what few fields we're able to cultivate in the village. Sometimes we hunt and forage for fruits in the forest. It's a risky proposition. If you make it through Shintval Forest, and then go past the Ariam Falls, and see Pelagion out in the distance. Although, just think about seeing that castle sends shivers down my spine. Once you escape Pelagion, cross through marslands and waterfalls before finally ending up here. Something left after that is ocean. There's nowhere left to run. Once you ever find us, we're in real trouble. This harvest looks like it's growing nice and healthy. It's going to taste great once they're ready to be eaten. I'd never met any Danes before that did the escape from Pelagion. You're not going to run us out to Rena, are you? Don't just take food without asking. Our crops are vital resources that have to be shared with everyone. I didn't take anything. What is this woman accusing me of? I'm offended. Where the hell are we? There's all kind of trees around here I don't recognize. So I am curious. I'm actually able to buy things in here. I'm actually kind of glad that we aren't. Like, that fits very... If they just had a shop that are selling gels in here... Oh, actually, this is where I came out of. So go ahead and talk to these.
You're
3, 4?
certainly full of surprises, aren't you?
I try.
Trust me, it's not intentional.
Sorry, that was insensitive of me. Though, there's still an awful lot I wish I could understand. Every new piece of information seems only to yield further mysteries. The truth feels just as elusive as when we first started. I am well aware of where you got your powers. But why, as a Danon, do you bear the same crest as the current Renan sovereign? More to the point, why choose a Danon for their sovereign in the first place? And then there is the Maiden, a figure so powerful, she's playing yin to the sovereign's yang in esoteric ceremonies. And yet, I'd never even heard of her. Then again, this all occurred 300 years ago. What if the term sovereign doesn't even hold the same meaning as it did back then? Listen, I may be a traitor among my people, but I am still Renan, born and raised. I learned the same history, listened rapt to the same tales. And yet now I feel like there was little truth to any of it.
Speaking of which, there's something else that I remember from the spirit channeling ceremony. It used the Renis Alma.
You're certain?
Yes. Or at least that's what they called it. Only you would know if it was one and the same.
Oh, I have never laid eyes on the real artifact myself. And you never participated in a crown contest. You're not even Renan. Many mysteries lay buried in these 3 centuries past.
3 centuries is more than several lifetimes. Was I really out that long?
Well, I'm only estimating based on historical record. But all the facts would seem to point that way.
Who the hell am I?
If I may be frank, we have even bigger fish to fry than that. By comparison, the far more important question at hand is, just what does it all mean?
Frank, huh?
Sometimes, we need a little help in addressing the truth behind our pain. Not to compete over lives lost, but I suspect your count is still somewhat beneath mine.
Thanks for lending me an ear. And sorry for being a bother.
Please, no thanks are necessary. The quicker you get back on your feet, the sooner we can all get back out there.
So that's actually another thing that bothers me a little bit. Because if the whole idea is that Shionne and Naori are related, but there's 300 years between them, like, I'm sorry, no one is... You're not going to be the spitting image of your great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-great-grandmother. I don't know if that's the right number of greats, but if you assume that on average, people have kids every 20 to 30 years, then you have 3 to 4 generations per 100 years, so we are, like, best case, 10 generations down the line, worst case, 15. And you're not going to look the exact same after 15 generations. Like, I can see mother and daughter looking very, very similar. Even grandmother and daughter, but that's just too many generations for it to be believable. Oh, wait. Okay, I didn't even actually see that. I was looking for something else. I wanted the fishy fish. The fishy, 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 fishy. I don't know who stores... this place is, super poor. And, like, just striving to life out here. And I'm just like, oh, I found someone's random treasure trove. Saw something glimmering over here. Ah, there it is. Where's the beef? Right here. Okay, I can jump. I guess I just can't jump in the inn.
All this time, I thought it was the worrying about Shionne and the pain bringing you down. I didn't realize you were lonely too.
I guess all of us are. In one way or another.
Yeah, but you've only just found out. I mean, no, not found out. Remembered.
To tell you the truth, I was actually beginning to forget I'd even lost my memory in the first place. Now that it's returned, well, you can see what I'm like. It's strange. When I think about Lenegis, it still feels like it was only a year or 2 ago that I was there. But then I realized what feels like years was actually centuries ago.
What about your hometown? Do you know if it's still there?
I doubt it. When the Renans invaded, the world as I knew it changed overnight. Even if the place is still there physically, I expect the people will be long gone. Certainly everyone I knew, at least. My family, my friends.
Yeah, I know how that feels. I have no home to return to either. No family waiting for me. I used to curse my bad luck that I'd ever been born a mage in the first place. Otherwise, if I hadn't, maybe my mother and father would still be alive today.
Your mother and father were mages too?
Although if that had been the case, I guess I'd probably still be just another slave with no means to resist. I'd never have met up with you guys, that's for sure.
Have you learned to embrace your powers yet?
Nuh-uh. I resent them a little less than before, though. They've kept me alive this long, right? I try not to think about it too much. After all, who can predict what the future will hold? I guess what I'm trying to say is that with everything that's happened in your past, finding out you're the Sovereign and all, it's no wonder you're conflicted. Heck, honestly, I think anyone would be.
Rinwell.
First it was Shionne, then it was me, and now it's you. All of us suffering, just because of some power we never even asked for.
Yeah. All this time you were suffering right in front of me, and I never even knew. I feel like I finally understand what you and Shionne were going through.
You couldn't have known. Still, if you want to make it up to her, shouldn't we hurry it up and rescue her already? Poor Shionne must be lonely, all by herself wherever she is.
Yeah, you're right. Let's get going.
So I do have to say, it is... I mean, like, you can't really... Oh, you were suffering, I never even knew it. Well, you literally didn't understand the concept of pain, so I don't really think that's on you. What are our laws? I haven't seen law.
What do you see out there?
Zeugles. Strays by the looks of it. We unwittingly disturbed their territory on our way here, and now they're looking pretty riled up. So, feel like you're making headway? You know, sorting through things?
All I know is Shionne needs our help. As for what happens after that...
Say, how did you get back down here from Lenegis anyway?
I came down in a Renan starship. I have Naori to thank for that.
How do you know?
What happened to her? Did she come with you?
She stayed behind.
You don't remember
Just
anything
as
after
I
the
wanted
mask
to
came
get
on?
back to Dana and my people.
Or maybe I guess you
Naori's
might have
place
all your
was with her
memories.
fellow Renans, performing her duties as the maiden. Neither of us asked for the power or roles we were given. I suppose we felt a kinship with each other in that sense. But even then...
Wait, so you mean it wasn't just Danans like you that Lenegis abducted? You're saying they forced Naori, one of their own, to serve against her will as well?
Even within Renan society itself, there exists a hierarchy. I don't think she was ever given the option to refuse. Despite that, she did everything she possibly could to serve her people. The very same ones I ended up slaughtering. And even after that, she still helped me escape back to Dana.
So that's all the more reason you should not blame yourself?
She stayed behind on Lenegis to help any of her people who survived. I owe her more than words can express. A debt left to fester for what? 300 years? How do I even begin to make up for something like that?
In all honesty, you don't. You can't atone for what's happened in the past. I don't think anyone can. Be it several centuries ago, or just yesterday.
I don't think you know what atonement means.
What are you saying? That I might as well give up?
I'm saying you don't have to be a white knight in shining armor. Back after my brother had passed away, it was you who told me that his dream lived on inside me. And you did the same for him, for Dohalim, when he was ready to give up too. You were there for both of us. You know what I heard? I heard you telling me to keep fighting, to strive no matter what.
Then I was out of line. I had no right to ask that of you.
No, you're wrong. Those words were exactly what I needed to hear at the time. In fact, I would go as far as to say that I wouldn't even be here had I not heard them. Left to my own devices, who knows when I would have been able to pick myself up. Besides, It's not like killing all those people was a choice that you made of your own free will, right?
That's my big point.
The truly terrible ones are the people who abducted you. The ones who forced you to wield that power. They're the ones you should be blaming. Not only that, but that guilt you feel inside, that's all the proof you need to know you're a good person, Alphen. Do you understand? If I'm still allowed to fight and keep on living, then damn it, Alphen, so the hell are you. But if you're still not convinced, then ask yourself this. What is it that you've really been fighting for this whole time? Go on, ask yourself.
What I've been fighting for, huh?
Oh wow, Law's all the way up here? I have to wonder what he's doing up there. I actually thought this was the exit to the village, which is why I didn't, like, explore past here. Alright, Dr. Law, anything going on up here? Well, there's our owl. Okay, I can pick it up even without the other owl. So actually, I'm proud. I found it even without Hoodle's help. Go me, I'm the best.
Alphen, are we gonna go rescue Shionne or what? What's gotten into you, man? Aren't you worried about her?
Do I even have any right to be?
Oh, shut up.
If you were in my place, you'd say, to hell with all that. What do you want to do?
Sounds like me. Pretending I have all the answers is kind of my forte.
Come on, man. Snap out of it. This isn't like you. Look, I get it. You finally remember your past, only to feel like you've lost yourself again. You're in shock, and who wouldn't be? Worse still, you blame yourself for what happened. And yeah, I don't agree, but that doesn't mean I don't understand either. But here's the thing. None of that's got anything to do with Shionne.
I guess.
It's about Naori, isn't it? Look, you're still here, aren't you? Who's to say this chick isn't alive and kicking out there somewhere, too? Fine, I've said my piece. The thing is, though, where does this leave Shionne?
My power consumed me once already. I left behind a path of fire and destruction. And the same thing could happen again. I can't guarantee anyone's safety, including Shionne's.
So you think we might get burned up because of your sovereign powers? I can think of worse ways to go. Come on, fight this thing! What happened to the guy who talked to me after my dad died? The one who cared enough to reach out and save me? That's the guy I was proud to follow. Not this faltering imposter who's taken his place.
Law.
No, I'm serious. What's gotten into you, man? Just give me the word and I'll beat some sense into you if that's what it takes. Now, I'm gonna ask you this once and only once. Are you serious about rescuing Shionne or not? What's it gonna be, Alphen?
What do you think? Of course I want to rescue her. Hell, I'd do it right now if I could.
So then quit griping and do it already!
Listen, you're probably right about all this.
Alphen.
It's exactly like you said. Whatever happened in my past has nothing to do with Shionne. But there's still so much that there I go again. So much for the inspiring Alphen of old.
He could be a pain sometimes. Besides, even a hero has to let the cracks show once in a while, right?
Yeah, I guess you're right. Just give me a little more time to fill in the cracks. And thanks, Law.
Hey, don't even mention it. You've totally got this, Alphen. I believe in you.
I do. I love how Law very much often does not know what to say.
Back to the inn, I guess.
But he doesn't, like, he doesn't have eloquent speeches. He doesn't always, know the right path forward. He just says whatever's on his mind, and he doesn't care about being diplomatic. And he's just so precious. Like, I love that about him. But that will be the episode. Next time we go into the inn, make the resolution to go save Shionne. Hopefully find a way back to the mainland, because I definitely need like more equipment and more items, access to fishing. But I will see you next time. Thank you very much for tuning in, and bye-bye. I have no idea what that was at the end. I apologize.